there's actually two ways to solve these, and today we're going to learn how to set them up as a proportion. All right, and then probably tomorrow we're going to use an equation. All right, I like to use equations better because we're going into algebra, and I think you guys should be using equations. All right, but today we're doing 18 is what percent of 72? All right, what?
Oh, wait.
Yeah, answer.
90? No, 9. 25%?
Wow. What do you think?
I know. Can I say how to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have 18 over 72 and then it's 100 over there.
Did you guys do this last year? The is over of stuff. Do you remember this from last year? Is over of.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah. So this is how most people do it, and I just don't really like this technique, even though it's pretty sound. All right. Part of the reason why I don't like this technique is because then when you get to word problems, it's kind of harder to do. All right. But she is 100% correct. What you did last year was you learned this rule is over of. All right. Is over of. So I want everybody to write that down. Is over of is equal to the percent over 100. Now we already know percent means out of 100. All right. So basically what that means is the number next to the is goes in the numerator and the of goes on the what? The denominator. Now the other way I like to tell kids is not is over of, but there you go. Whoever said that. Very good. Part to what? Part to whole. That's technically how it should be done. Part to whole is part to whole. All right? That's how I would like you to think of it. All right? I don't really like the is over of technique. Come on, Aiden. All right? Yeah, it's just like someone came up with this to try to simplify it for kids. And I don't really believe that you should try to simplify for kids. I believe you should understand what we're doing. All right? So let's see if you understand what she said over here. So we're looking for the percentage, right? So is 18 the part or is 18 the whole? 18 is the part, right? So we're saying 18 out of 72 needs to be converted to a percentage. That's what we're asking. All right? So please write that down. 18 over 72 is equal to x over 100. Now again, some of you are asking me questions, and I'm totally understanding. I believe you. All right. Would it be a good idea to reduce this? Yeah, we could reduce that fraction, but we already know how to solve a proportion. We just do what? Cross, multiply, and what? We cross, multiply, and divide. So everybody do 18 times 100 divided by 72. All right? And he was correct. Very, very good with numbers. Very good. All right? So that answer is, we would say, 25%. All right? So I need you to set up the proportion and then do what? Cross, multiply, and divide using your calculator. I don't care about that. What? Yes, and that's the other thing. All right, when you're multiplying by 100, it's really just adding 2 zeros. So really, you could have just said 1800 divided by 72. What? Listen to me. Listen. All of you guys coming up with your own ideas, you are 100% correct. I can't even argue with you. But does everybody agree? You understand what I'm saying? There's so many different ways to do it. You have to find a technique that's good for you. You should discover your own best technique. All right? That's perfectly fine with me. I'm just showing you how to set it up. All right? Personally, I wish you would just be able to look at it and just say, well, that was obvious. That was 25%. But we're not quite there yet. All right? We're not quite there. You can. That's what we said. 1800 divided by 72. Right? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. There's so many different ways to think about it.
Right.
Here we go. So now, number 2. All right, set it up.
8 over 20 equals x over.
So again, we're looking for the percentage, correct?
Yeah.
So we know it's going to be x over 100, right? So now, the question for me is, looking at this, is what's the part and what's the whole? It's a little backwards here, isn't it? What?
The plus 20 and the whole 8.
Yeah. You see what I mean? It's a little weird. All right, the part, in many cases, sometimes it's not the best way to describe it because how can the part be greater than the whole, correct? Everybody see that? All right, but that is possible. All right. For example, you can get more than 100%, right? That's what they're saying. So in this case, it would just be 20 over 8. All right, it would be 20 over 8.
Can I just flip the x over 100?
I wouldn't recommend doing that. All right, because percent means divided by 100. Now, when you cross multiply and divide, what do we get? So x is equal to 250 what? Yeah, you have to put the percent on there. It's asking for a percent. All right, now over here.
Number 2 is about 40%.
Okay, that just means you got it wrong. That's all it means. That's it.
Oh, I put it wrong.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. No, don't be sorry. Right, I'm trying to get him to listen more. All right, that's all I'm trying to get him to do. He's doing it on his own, right? Not listening. That's why he's going to get it wrong. Those of you guys who are listening, setting it up like I'm asking you to do, you're always going to be what? You're always going to be right. You should let me help you with the first couple. All right, then start doing it on your own. Right? 8, that's what I just said. The part is not always smaller than the whole. You with me? That's something you have to learn. All right, come on now. All right, let's look at number 3 now. Now, as soon as I see 74%, that's automatically going to be what? Yeah, 74 over 100. So let's mark this. 74 over 100. Now, what is 74% of 56? So are we looking for the part or are we looking for the whole?
No part.
Yeah, we're looking for the part, right? So it would be x over 56. Notice the of, right? Notice the of. Right? If you think about it as is over of, you know it's x over 56. So we're okay with that? What?
I don't really get it. Oh, 74.
Now cross multiply divide. Yes, ma'am.
So, would x over 100, would it ever change for 100 would be over x?
No, because it's out of 100. That's what percent means, okay? So when we cross multiply and divide here, guys, somebody tell me.
41.44.
41 point.
44%.
No, it's not a percentage. It's
41 and 44 hundredths.
it's not asking for a percent, guys.
41.44.
Yeah, so what's 0.4 repeated?
Oh,
4 over 9. 41 and 4 ninths. All right, 41 and 4 ninths. If you put it as 0.4 repeating, I don't care. But I'm just saying, when you see 4 repeating, you should know it's 4 ninths. Everybody agree with that? What?
I don't think it's repeating. It's not repeating.
Oh, is it? Well, you guys said 0.4 repeating.
It's just I said, but I guess that because
So what is it?
it's just 41.44.
Oh, so it's just 0.44.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's better. Over. So 41.44, I'm okay with that. I just don't like repeated decimals. Yes. You ask me why I do that?
Yeah.
What does 74% mean? 74 over 100.
So if it has the percent out, so if it has the percentage after the goal,
That's exactly what that means. 74% means 74 over 100. Do you agree with that? All right, let's see if we're getting better. So I see 20%, so I should just automatically write,
20 over 100.
yeah, 20 over 100. Now, for those of you guys, could you just say that's 1/5? If you want to, save yourself some time, you can put 1/5. What?
That's also, it could be another math problem, because you just multiply by 5.
That's right. Exactly correct. All right. And so now we have what? 9 over x. What, James?
It's 45.
Yes, it is. Yes.
I don't really get why it would be. How can you tell if it's x over 9 or 9 over x?
Is. The 9 is next to the is.
Oh.
You with me? That's why somebody made up that is over of
I'm
thing.
just like, oh, of in the thing, so that makes me bad. So you can change like is over equal percent over 100 to percent over 100 equals is over like you can switch. That's what I thought.
True. All right, let's check out number 5. Set it up.
Okay, so I did 2 over 10.
All right, guys, that's what I'm saying. You gotta listen to me. It's what percent? So it's automatically.
8 over 2.
It's automatically what?
Over 100.
Yeah, over 100.
It's
The question is what percent? So we have to do the x over 100. Does everybody see that? Equals. Now it'd be what?
oh, yeah.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
4. Right? Because it is over of. 8 over 2. Right?
So,
Yeah. So x equals, that's good mental math, 400. Uh-oh, but it's 400 what though?
oh, percent.
Yeah, because it's asking for percent. 400%.
Oh,
Right? 8 is 400% of 2. Do you agree with that?
I just wrote it wrong.
Right.
The right answer.
Are we okay with that? All right, let's try to set the next one up. We'll see how we're doing. Come on, please set it up. So if we set this one up, tell me.
2, 6 over 100 equals x over
Yeah. Now, hopefully you're not using a calculator on that, right? It's just x equals what?
18%.
Yeah, x equals 18. All right.
Actually, says
Yes, ma'am. You want to do the next one? Because listen, how do I write 6%? That's where that came from. Of is the denominator. You agree with that? All right. I think some of you guys, if I don't like this technique either, I'm just showing it to you. Tomorrow when we do the actual equations, you'll like it much better. The equations is so much easier. All right. But I'm just showing you this. All right.
If we know the percent already because it's the question, do I have to keep writing percent on the fraction?
All I'm asking you to do is whatever I'm doing. I don't know what you're asking me, or I have no idea what you're asking me. I put 6 over 100 equals x over 300. The answer is x equals 18. I don't know what you're asking.
Oh, I know that's wrong.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the answer. X equals 18.
I know that. I was asking a different question.
I don't care how you do it. I really don't. I don't care how you do it. Right? I'm going to give you options. Tomorrow there's another way to do it, and I hope everybody in here goes, wow, that's much better. All right? I just am showing you this because you've seen it before. All right? Tomorrow's a much easier day. All right? Much easier. I like doing equations. All right? I don't like doing the is over of stuff. All right? What?
Is this the only thing in this chapter, or are there other?
This is a very important chapter again.
So this is like the only thing that's going to be on the quiz. This,
Well, I don't even know yet, to be honest with you. It's just the first section.
Okay.
Right? It's all easy. It's all easy. All right, let's look at number 7. All right. Who's going to set up 7? Harrison? Perfect. 9 over 100 x over, thank you very much. Does anybody else get 20.25? 22 point what? Is that right, Harrison? Is that what you got? Did I mishear you? 22.95?
Did I not miss that? Oh, yeah, I missed that.
Okay. You good now? Anybody have any issues with number 7?
No, I forgot to do it.
Thanks for the information. We were all wondering what happened to you. Really, we're just sitting here wondering if you did it or not. Phew. All right, 97% of 900. Tell me. Somebody help her.
It's
873?
Yeah.
All right. Everybody else do it. 873. Everybody okay? You're just too slow today.
Yeah,
The girls are much faster. Now, boys, you understand what it's like every time everybody wants an answer and you shout out the answer before they do.
You raise your hand in history.
Will, just zip. Stop talking.
I'll raise my hand.
No, you don't have to. I'm giving you permission.
Okay.
Take your time. Yes, you're exactly correct. Here we go. Set it up.
Me?
No, definitely not you. Elise, go.
So 80 over 100, and then x over 16. And that is,
Wait a minute.
No. X over 16.
What is it? What's the rule? Is over of, right? Shh. Just let her learn. This 16 is next to what letter? Or next, yeah, right.
Oh, so it's 16 over
There you go, girl. Come on. There we go. All right. Did anybody else get 20?
Yeah, I got 1.25.
Okay, good. Just put that on your paper. All right. Number 10. Go.
Yay. Okay. 5 over 100. 18 over x. And then I got 360.
Anybody else get that? All right. Now, to me, the important parts. All right. The only thing really to me that's important are the word problems. All right. On most standardized tests, they don't say what is and of. They just don't do that. All right. The most important thing is you can translate the word problems. All right. To solve them. All right. Very important lesson. This whole, well, the rest of this week and next week. All right? So please listen. All right? And especially for those of you guys who are thinking about, your grades and how to figure them out if you don't know. All right? So of the 120 math tests, 47 were B's. What percent were B's? All right, this should be simple, 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 simple. What do I have to do?
So you put 47 over 120.
Yeah, let's stop there because you guys are smart. 47 out of 120. Just do that on your calculator. 47 divided by 120. That's literally what that means. All right, and what'd you get? Yes.
A very, like,
0.3916, blah, blah, blah. But it says, so we're going to first, that's the decimal, right?
Oh,
So,
it's 39 point.
No, I asked her what was on the calculator. I said, what is the decimal? 47 divided by 120, isn't that 0.3916? Is everybody agreeing with that or not?
No.
Yes.
Who said no?
The decimal.
What is it?
The decimal. 0.166666666.
No, it's 0.91.
No, easy. Never mind. It's 47.
This is what I'm saying. It's annoying. You need to knock it off. Do 47 divided by 120. That's what I'm asking. Stop telling people they're wrong before you double check your own work. What is 47 divided by 120?
39.166.
No, it is not.
Oh, point. I forgot that.
Yes. 0.3916. Put your hand down. That is the decimal. All right, we already had this lesson before. But it's not asking for the decimal, it's asking for the what? Percent. So all we have to do is move the decimal what? 2 places to the right. All right, so this is to the nearest tenth. So we would say this is what percentage? 39.2%. That's what they're asking for. All right, notice I didn't have to do is over of, percent over 100. We don't have to do that. All right, that's what I'm saying, guys. All right, I want you to find a method that you like and stick with it and do it and perfect it. This section is super important. Super important. All right? Any questions with number 11? What?
Why did you take 39 and away from the point?
Because it's asking for a percentage.
Oh.
True? This, come on now, I want everybody to be able to ask me a question, so if you're not sure, tell me. That's the what? Decimal. This is the what? Fraction. We write numbers in 3 ways. We write them as a what? Decimal, percent, and a what? Fraction. Those are your 3 options.
So, any of those?
No. Those are all the same number, but it doesn't answer the question.
Oh.
The question says what? Percent. So we'd write it as a percent.
Oh.
If it could have very well have said, what's the fraction?
And then it would just be 40.
Right, it could have said, what's the decimal?
Okay.
Right, but generally we talk in terms of percentages.
Okay.
Right? Okay, so now let's take a look at number 12. It says an Aztec salad gets 28 of its calories from protein. If this is 20% of the total, all right, so as soon as I see 20%, I know it's 20 over what? 20 over 100. All right, so this is what I was saying to me about how I like part and whole. 20 over 100. Now, 28, does that represent the part or does that represent the whole? Well, you got to figure that out. Now, I've had different, is it the part of the whole? The whole. Yeah, this is what I'm saying, guys. I'm asking you, listen to me now. Don't get mad at me, but I'm trying to tell you how the is over of isn't the best way. You with me? Yeah. If I had I'm just showing you the is over of because that's how supposedly you guys had learned it in the past. Right? We're not going to do the is over of after tomorrow, probably. All right? Because I just don't think it's important. I think the important thing is to understand percent means out of 100. The per above represents the part. The denominator represents the what? The whole. So if they're saying 20%, they're saying part of the salad is protein. Do you agree? Is this protein all of the calories, or is it part of the calories? It's parts, right? Does everybody agree with that? So you would put that where? On the top. We're trying to find how many calories are in the salad. What does the 100 represent? All of it. So that's the part we're trying to find. All of it. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Can I say that?
Yes, you can. Hey, listen to me. I'm not fussing at you. I'm trying to get you in the game. You understand me, right? So come on now. Now tell me the answer.
It's 140.
Somebody else get 140.
Yes.
140. Thank you.
You
All right.
could also do that it's 20%.
Yes, you don't listen to me. Everyone in here has a technique to solve it. Everyone. Lucas is up here saying you guys are wasting your time. I just know what the answer is. Am I right? Yeah, he doesn't need to do the proportion. All right? He doesn't need to do the proportion. That's where I'm trying to help you guys get to. You with me? Right? Everybody. James had a good way to do it. Harrison had a great way to do it. You have a great way. As long as you're getting what? The correct answer, there's so many different possibilities. You just have to make sure you're understanding what I'm saying and then develop some technique that you like and the way you can trust yourself to always get the problems right. Yes, ma'am.
I'm getting confused by 28's part instead of the whole.
Well, because you're thinking that 28, listen to me. See if you, and I'm not very good at English, okay? I'm just going to be honest with you. So it's hard for me to look at the context of 28 and explain to you why that's part, not the whole. But I'm going to give you my best shot. You with me? So an Aztec salad gets 28 of its calories. 28 of its calories from protein. Does that say that it gets all its calories from protein? Or does it get part of its calories from protein? Does that help? Yes. Okay, you see what I mean? I'm not, like I said, I'm not into the English parts. I just know the math, right? And when I look at that, I'm trying to decide, are they asking me for the whole or are they asking me for the parts? That's what I'm getting at. You agree with that? All right. So now I feel good about 13 through 26. Does everybody agree with that? That's just doing the is over of stuff. And then, like I said, tomorrow we'll do a better job. What I want to do is I want to make sure we do 27 and 28 because those are the word problems. All right. So, Jackson, why don't you read 27?
16 of the 80 dogs at a kennel are golden retrievers. What percent of the dogs at the kennel are golden retrievers?
So, how would I figure that out?
So,
How does your brain figure that out?
mental math.
Good. Tell me what it is then.
20%.
You're exactly right. All right, someone else set something up for me. Lucas, what do you tell me on that one?
If you wanted to do the proportion,
Yes.
16 over 80, and then X over 80.
Yes. Right, but do we need to do the proportion? No. Right, because everybody should be able to look at this like he said and said 16 out of 80. So, Jackson, would you explain to me how you knew that was 20%?
I just do that 16 times 5 is 80, and that divided by 5 is 20. So
That's very good. All right. However, if you divide it out, right?
Just add the zeros and stuff. And your head.
Yeah. So if I reduce that fraction reduces to 1/5. Right? And 1/5, everybody knows is. The other way to do it is divide by 8 and say that's 2 out of 10, which is the same as 20. You see what I'm saying, right? This is what I'm saying about everybody can do it a little bit differently. Everybody can do it a little bit differently. We can all get what? The same answer. All right? And some of you, I don't want you using your calculator too much. The first thing I want you to do is say, hey, can I figure that answer out? Are those easy numbers? All right? So let's look at 28. Read.
The number of the lime flavored gumballs in the gumball machine is 85. If this is 70% of the number of gumballs in the machine, how many gumballs are in the machine? Okay, so 17%, so that's 17 over 100. And they want to find the total number of the machine, so X goes in the bottom. That's the whole.
Yay. Thank you for listening, girl.
Thank
Thank you for listening. Guys, I just think that's kind of, does everybody see what we're saying on that? I just think that's the way it should be done. All right, I don't like the is over of. All right, but we'll talk about that more. All right, so go ahead.
X equals 500.
Yeah, do we have to cross multiply on that? My mental math geniuses? What's the quickest way to do that? Good job. Right? 17 times 5 is 85, so 100 times 5, 500. Thank you. I prefer, listen to me guys, this is not what you hear from most math teachers. I want you to do the mental math. Right? I think that's super important. Right? If you're sitting at the dinner table and you can just rattle off the numbers, that's excellent. All right? That's what you should be doing. All right? But you have to understand what? You have to understand the techniques, right? Because sometimes the numbers aren't what? Aren't so simple. All right? So then you have to know the technique of cross, multiply, divide. Is everybody good on that? All right? So please do me this favor. Set up the proportion. And once you set up the proportion, you then can just do what? Yeah, mental math or cross, multiply, and divide using your calculator. Is everybody with me on that? All right, today, despite my fussiness, it was a really good class. Really good. Especially those of you guys who spoke up. All right, when you don't know something, speak up. All right? Anybody have any questions? Really, it was a good day. All right? Anybody have any questions? All right, guys, try to get it done now. Try to get it done so you don't have any homework. Then, like I said, tomorrow we'll do a new technique.
I still haven't gotten the